Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Kyle Orvis, your favorite tinfoil realist, not theorist. I guess this will be episode 5 of the podcast. I got to remember to do these intros for the podcast because this is in listener only format now. But we got an AMA coming with the Stonk Society. I just listened to their AMA with the Tulip DAO. And that's something I got to check out more. Tulip DAO seems like a fucking cool spot to be right now. A lot of alpha getting shared in there. Kind of, I guess, more so trading strategies and DeFi farming, stuff like that. So I think it's something that I probably should pay attention to more. Yeah, so we did just do the AMA over there in Tulip DAO. That was awesome. You guys killed it. Man, I realized I got to get some of these fucking giveaway bots going on in the Discord. That dual bot that they got over there in the Tulip DAO Discord. That is a lot of fun. Um, yeah, Stonks, you guys have been moving and shaking around the community. I've seen you guys everywhere. Um, a lot of AMAs going on right now, which I think is huge. That's a great marketing method that we're not just paying shillers, that we're actually like immersing ourselves within the community. Uh, getting feedback from everybody, and I would to say that everybody's pretty excited about this project is probably a little bit of an understatement. You guys are kind of focusing on the whole, I guess, hold to earn uh, playbook, which I think is really cool. And then I know there's plans to implement kind of DeFi strategies within the DAO. Yeah, it's super interesting because it feels like, I mean, as I said, I kind of know what's going on with your project because I've listened to a couple of AMAs already. But it feels like you guys are kind of like the embodiment of this whole retail investor. Uh, I don't want to call phenomenon that's going on right now. When you look around the news and you see the GameStop stuff, the AMC stuff, all the Robinhood stuff, like there's this clear moment going on right now where I think the average person is realizing that they have to find ways to invest or you literally can't keep up with inflation. So like when you think about Robinhood got absolutely massive purely based off the idea that they fractionalized stocks and all of a sudden made a Tesla share affordable to somebody renting a house. Crypto's been obviously massive for the inclusivity, and obviously that we all know it's the future as the innovation, but there's this clear phenomenon going on that the little guy is trying to find a way to invest and create some wealth, and you listen to the news and fuck, it sounds like they really don't like it. Robinhood's shutting down trading. It feels like the game's always rigged against the little guy, especially in the financial world. And now here we are with NFTs, this thing that we have created, the little guys, that the financial world is just now learning about. And we're already at the point now where we've got projects like Stonk Society here, creating this like super lucrative kind of investment asset that is it's just a piece of digital art that all of a sudden has this whole like investment community behind it and education behind it, and it's amazing to me when you think back on, like, we all know that society has not given any financial education to people, whether it be through the public education system or whatever. And it feels like now the people have figured out a way to create financial education for the little guy. and almost gamify it and memify it. And I think that's kind of what we're dealing with Stonk Society here. Rahul, I see you're unmuted here. What's going on, man?
It involved nothing much. Just got back from the hospital after a general checkup. Ah,
You doing all right?
but yeah, doing all right. So I have a couple of exams coming up real soon. So it's basically all offline. So I just had to go and get a couple of tests done just to make sure that I didn't have any issues, and yeah, I was allowed to write those exams. So that's basically the reason I had to go for a checkup.
Good, good. Because I mean, as much as we all love money, I think everybody's got an understanding that health is wealth. So,
Oh, definitely, definitely.
all right. So like I said, you guys just had an awesome AMA over the Tulip DAO. I know you've already done an AMA with Dubwise and NFT Degens.
Right.
Really enjoyed Hot Sauce in that one. It's nice to see him get on the mic. Uh, so let's get into, I guess, let's get into the fine details of what's going on here. When are we looking at potentially launching the project? Let's get some details behind the project, whether it be I know you don't have mint price set yet, but let's
Right.
get supply. Yeah, let's get into the Stonk Society.
Sure. So the minting date hasn't been set yet. So right now we're just focusing on building the community because ideally our aim is to sell out as quickly as possible so that we can put the investment treasury into action as soon as possible. And the more money we have in the treasury, the more profits we could generate for our holders. So we're currently in that marketing phase. So the total supply though is fixed. We've sorted that out. So we'll be sticking to 3,333 unique pieces. Um, we'll have like four different rarities. So we'll have legendary, rare, common, and uncommon. So those four different categories basically. And yeah, one thing is we will not be having a bonding curve mechanism
Mm-hmm.
because I mean it kind of just destroys the whole purpose of the floor because for investors who get in later, because people who get in early are the ones who start listing it at slightly lower prices, and people who get in later are already suffering from a floor that's low. So we've decided not to go with a bonding curve mechanism over here. So we'll have like a fixed mint price for all 3,333 pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I've had this conversation a lot with a lot of projects recently because everybody, I guess, kind of, I don't know what it is, but everybody comes in with the idea of bonding curve. And
Right.
it's quickly been like every project I've seen that's tried a bonding curve has had to make some sort of adjustment on the fly, whether it be shut off the bonding curve at some point or um, turn off the minter at some point. So I like that you guys have clearly have already paid attention to this uh, and have made
Right.
this decision to not have the bonding curve.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think every project is slowly realizing it that bonding curves aren't really working. I mean, it's end of the day, it's at the best interest of the community and people who invest into your project to actually have a fixed mint price. So yeah, I mean, just our way to ensure that we can have like a rising floor rather than a dropping floor, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got a 3,333 supply. I know we don't have mint price yet, but I mean, I in my head can imagine what you guys are thinking. Uh, when it comes
So
to treasury, I know you're talking
mhm,
about there's going to be a DAO.
mhm,
Um,
yeah,
let's talk about the utility behind this because I know that this, as much as this is kind of awesome fucking art, I know
right,
we're not just buying art here.
right. Um, right. So, right. I mean, as you said, it's not just buying the art over here, but the main utility over here for us is to ensure that we can reward our holders back. I mean, one of the main ways NFTs can actually, probably generate some sort of revenue for people holding it is probably through royalties or maybe when they make a sale, right? But then, I mean, the royalties and sale do not really amount to a lot of money generated for these holders. So our aim is to kind of change the way hold to earn is perceived in the NFT ecosystem, in the NFT space mainly. So ideally, what we're going to be doing is, as you mentioned, yeah. So the treasury will be used for making investments on behalf of the community on a monthly basis, and these investments will not be decided by the team. End of the day, community's interests are what matters the most. So yes, we will be having like a community vote, a DAO basically, where people can actually vote on different strategies, and every holder will also have access to like specific channels, like secret channels on our Discord, where they could discuss certain strategies and come up with a really nice strategy, or like together. Or we also would be partnering with a few other people, like one example could possibly be Tulip DAO itself.
Hmm.
Obviously they have like a lot of knowledge, so partnering with them could actually help us get some strategies which we could put forward to the community. So yeah, I mean, end of the day, the utility over here is that you do nothing. You don't need to stake. You don't need to, worry about anything. Just have your NFT in your wallet and get paid in perpetuity. So I mean, that in itself, like, kind of, even if you're earning like, let's say, 4 Fantom or 5 Fantom a month for an NFT for which you paid like about, let's say, X Fantom, 30, 40, 50 Fantom, you're effectively going to be making your money back in like about a couple of months, and anything thereafter is just pure profits. And with the with the price of Fantom just going to go up and up, or in the
Hmm.
months coming,
Hmm.
I mean, those amounts in dollars would be like much more than what it is today. So the utility is that you just hold it in your wallet and get paid in perpetuity through the investments that the DAO makes.
Yeah, no, I do like this. I mean, I do want to get into the details a little bit of how the mechanics all work, but
Sure.
the one thing I find super interesting about your project is this feeling like the ability to bridge the stonk world with crypto, because it does feel like the worlds are slightly separate right now. You
Hmm.
kind of have your stock investors, your meme stock investors. Uh,
Right.
we have meme coin investors and crypto
Right.
investors, but there hasn't been too much of a merging yet. And it does feel like that's kind of what you guys are trying to accomplish a little bit here.
In a sense, yes, that surely is. And I mean, to be honest, it's not just the stock community, but end of the day, what we're looking at is getting people from every ecosystem, and not just Phantom, but to get more people from different ecosystems, like let's say a Solana or an Ethereum, anything. So we just want people to come over here onto Phantom because, I mean, end of the day, the transaction costs are peanuts, and possibility of making money is so much more than other ecosystems because we're at such a low market cap right now. So
Hmm.
potential to grow is much higher than other ecosystems. So yeah, I mean, in a sense, yes, we're trying to bring together those stock people, but apart from that, we're also trying to get people from other ecosystems onto Phantom, basically.
Yeah, which is something that I mean, as a community member, I think we can all appreciate because that is kind of the goal right now is to create projects that will bring a user base over because it's something that we don't have a massive NFT collector base on Phantom
Right.
or even a user base, uh,
True.
but we know what we're sitting on over here in this booming ecosystem. It's just trying to get the eyes over here. So creating interesting projects like this that can tap into to many different communities, I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so when it comes to the mechanics, to be honest, this is more of even for my personal interest. Uh, I know when it comes to the DAO structure, like DAO is a word that gets thrown around a lot. It is not fucking easy to organize large groups of people, uh,
Right.
especially just online. Um,
Mhm.
how are you guys thinking about the when it comes to the like doing the voting structure kind of in the early stages? I know as we progress over time, there'll be I'm sure there'll be protocols that are created where DAOs can just
Mhm.
tap into a protocol and the whole voting system goes through this protocol. Like I imagine that all that stuff is going to come, but for now, uh, what are you guys thinking for your strategy when it comes to doing your voting?
Right. Okay. That's actually a great question. Okay. So just to give a brief background, I was also part of the Phantom Ham team. I
Okay. Oh,
kind of like.
cool, cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, like since they've built out a DAO from scratch, I've kind of like seen how it has evolved and how it's actually come to life as of now. So our aim is to kind of formulate a similar strategy. So I mean, two tools that we'll be mainly using. One would be like a Discord MetaMask verification bot. Yeah, I mean that's something that we already have ready because I made that for the Phantom Ham community. So just a few tweaks here and there, and we'll be able to use it for the Strong Society community as well. First of all, that would actually give people access to a certain number of private channels where people could discuss trading strategies and all of that
Mm-hmm.
before it goes for a vote, essentially. And also, we'll be partnering up with a couple of influencers such as yourself, FTM ecologist, and get your perspective on the ecosystem so that because you people have been in the ecosystem for a while, so you know how projects function,
Mm-hmm.
what projects are moving, what are not, what could possibly be a good investment. So we'll take your suggestions and probably put forward those strategies as well. So now the interesting part comes over here. So for voting purposes, using Discord might not be necessarily a great tool because it's not necessary that each person who's going to vote is just going to have one stonk, right? You could have multiple stonks as well. So we need to take that into consideration. So for voting purposes, we'll be using snapshot.org. So you have like a lot of voting mechanisms over there. So we'll be using one of their existing voting mechanisms to ensure that people who have more stonks also have like a certain amount of say within the particular votes.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you mentioned, we're still really early in the DAO phase of things.
Yeah.
As we progress, protocols are actually going to come up. But then one of the best that exists right now is probably Snapshot. So we would be using Snapshot to take up all the votings, and as and when votings are completed over there, we would implement those strategies on behalf of the community.
Yeah, that's it's great information for me to know because I'm also in the process of formulating a DAO. So
Right.
yeah, I do appreciate that information. Yeah, I'm not. I don't even want to get into the. I know you guys don't have the details of how revenue is going to be distributed and stuff because I guess that's going to be voted on by the DAO. Um,
Right.
okay, I know there was some talk about. Let's go into the metaverse talk
Mhm.
because that is obviously the hype. Uh, you guys have been thinking about it. I know Tulip, which again, Tulip, everybody's got to pay attention to Tulip.
Oh, wait,
You know, they
have a
have
bad
they've bought a
on
piece of
me.
land. They've bought a piece of land. You know, they're talking to Stock Society here about some metaverse possibilities. Uh, yeah, what are your thoughts on all the metaverse potential with projects?
So to be honest, I am a huge metaverse believer. I have a land of my own, like on 8-bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I completely like think things are slowly going to move towards the metaverse aspect of things. But then I think where the true benefit of a metaverse lies is when metaverses can actually integrate existing projects, existing NFT projects into their ecosystem as avatars. Because I mean, as much as it is about a company making some money or a certain entity making some money, it's about having that interoperability,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I think that's where the beauty of the metaverse actually lies, to be able to integrate existing projects. I mean, even if it means taking a certain amount of cut from an existing project, it's fine. But then if let's say like uh, just imagine like those people who have humans, they actually have their own characters in the metaverse and they're able to move with it. I
Yeah,
mean, that would be hella cool. And I mean, we already saw an example of the woman during the Tombheads auction house. So, as a netizen. So, I mean, yeah, those are just examples, but I mean, the potential for, I think, yeah, that's where the true power of having NFT projects integrated into the metaverse lies, to actually have you use them as your avatars, basically. So, I mean, that's something that, we've also been thinking about. But again, like, to be honest, it really depends on how receptive existing metaverse projects are to the whole idea of integrating our project as avatars into their platform. So
yeah. It's funny because I'm glad you mentioned this because it is. This is where I see. I mean, we're so early, obviously, in metaverses. So like, this is so
yeah.
far down the line. But
Mhm.
to me, yeah, the most successful metaverses. You touched on this in the last AMA, but yeah, if I'm a metaverse and I've built up this huge platform, uh, yeah, there's this aspect to like wanting to obviously like, yeah, I'm gonna like ape it, think ape it. I'm gonna create my own
Mhm.
netizen characters that people have to use in
Mhm.
my game. Um, Now, I think over the long term, the metaverses that do uh, focus on interoperability, I think that's going to be like super vital because it's just it's super important to be able to the community collaboration that's going to happen. Like, I think everybody gets the mindset of if you're not going to have other projects like integrate with yours, that it is just a cash grab instance.
Right.
Oh, I lost you.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, we were just talking about interoperability and all of that
Yep.
in the metaverse. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's super important that interoperability is kind of the most vital.
Right.
Because yeah, I think people just overall long term will see a metaverse that won't integrate their stuff. Like I don't want to play on a metaverse that's not gonna let me use some of my random other
Yeah.
projects as avatars.
Exactly. Yeah. Makes sense. Definitely.
So
I totally.
yeah, I like your strategy in that. You mentioned in the other AMA as well that you guys want to focus on some education, some kind of financial education, and yeah. Do you
Okay.
want to get into
So
that?
yeah. So to be honest, like it's been like hardly about 7 months, 6, 7 months since I've got into cryptos. To be very honest, uh, and I personally got into cryptos mainly because of two other members on our team, Adish and Blaze Aryan. So I mean, we actually have this community where uh, so Aryan is actually a he's great with technical analysis and figuring out uh, which coins are actually going to pump. He gives those signals, and within like a couple of hours, you actually see like you see that particular token pump, and exactly to the amount that he says. So I mean, the thing is, we've been trying to spread that community essence and trying to help people get into cryptos. So we have this community called Moonbase on Discord itself. So people. So right now it's pretty much been restricted, not restricted, but we've seen like a lot of Indians jump onto the platform because I mean we're all from India.
Yep.
So we've seen like a lot of Indians jump onto the platform. But I mean, yeah. So our aim through that particular server was to actually make sure that people have crypto related knowledge, or to be honest, financial knowledge about things in a more open domain, so that they can understand, put forward any questions that they might have, ask us anything, and we give them any sort of information that we come across. So I mean, as we've been in the ecosystem for a while, we understand what things are kind of necessary for people to know and what could possibly help people make future investments and things like that. And also on the other hand, Aryan over here makes frequent YouTube videos explaining certain things, like about explaining the market
Mm.
scenario and all of that. So I mean, yeah, that's always been with us, like since we've progressed. That's kind of just been the uh, you could say foundation of things, and that's how we actually started working on this project as well. So I mean, that's something we think we would definitely love to help people with. But yeah, I mean that's like a different entity altogether. Like we would still like helping help people get more knowledge on things. And I think through the investment process we have in the Strong Society project, where we're actually going to be integrating like a lot of people with a lot of knowledge in the investment ecosystem. I think we'll be able to bridge that gap further between people and investments, because financial literacy is not something that's really common among kids or students in any age right now. And to be honest, it's just accessible to people who are interested, who want to learn, uh, and that too probably at a later stage in life. So we just want to bring that stage a little earlier as well. So that's something that
Yeah, when I
we've been working.
and I think there's a beauty to it, like this that you know this crypto community is so global, and the internet obviously created this ability to communicate globally easily. Uh, but there's this beauty, I believe, to the idea that this kind of corrupt financial system that we all exist in, like, it could only exist because, like, we couldn't communicate and educate each other, and understand each other's, like, just understand what the financial system is about, like, around the world. So I find it so, like, I find it very powerful, the concept, 20 years down the line, when you have a generation coming up in this NFT stuff and in these type of communities that are being educated on finances, and talking to each other around the world about what the fuck the financial situation is. Because if you don't know what the financial situation is, like, how do you get any kind of understanding of what the problems are?
Right. Exactly. That's really true. I mean, to be honest, like a lot of people, they just they just get into certain projects just because of the hype of it. Certain things just because of the hype of it, and they get in at the extreme top, and then suddenly everything goes down, and they're all disappointed. And that's probably because people are not really aware about how to go about investments, when to make an investment, how do you make an investment. So a lot of questions there. It's like a huge gap. And to be honest, I really think if we actually have like a successful community over here, we'll be able to extend that onto Moonbase as well, where we could create a much more global community where people actually have knowledge, and you don't need to pay for knowledge, because knowledge is supposed to be available for everyone at no cost. So you know
Mm-hmm.
just get get knowledge and gain knowledge, make your own investments, and at the same time be with us, hold us strong, and make passive income for life.
Yeah, it's really beautiful to think, again long term, but how much people are spending on university and college education for financial literacy, when a whole generation is going to come up in discords, all
Right.
through NFT projects, being financially educated.
Right.
So the other aspect to this is the legality, because obviously,
Yeah.
people get a little bit worried about the amount of gray area in this space for regulations. Um, there's been a lot of security talk when it comes to NFTs offering royalties and whatnot. I know you've discussed before that you guys are taking the steps to make sure that this is all good. Can you explain that a little bit?
Sure, yeah. So okay, so let me just give you a brief thing as to what SEC, considers as security tokens. Okay. So literally there's this line in the SEC guidelines which says that, any NFT, that is any token, anything digital, any digital token that is being bought with the expectation of making a profit is basically a security token, which kind of makes every NFT a security token in a certain sense, because most of us are here with the expectation of making a profit, flipping it for profits, right? So, I mean, the wordings of SEC right now are so broad that
Mm-hmm.
literally anything and everything can be considered a security token.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do understand. We still have like that. We still need to go with the law, and we need to, make sure that we abide by the law. So we've actually got in touch with a couple of attorneys as well, just get their perspective on what they think as to whether we are abiding by the law or not with this project. Um, so one thing that they said was, so one of the steps that we are taking over here to ensure that the legality aspect of it is preserved is we're not going to be deploying the contract anywhere inside the US.
Hmm.
So that way it kind of takes us out of the SEC purview,
Yes.
right?
Smart.
Um, that's one thing. Secondly, like we're going to be softening the words on our website and everywhere that we're going to market it
Yep.
henceforth, because like we're just going, like, for example, rather than saying we're going to give you a share of the profits, saying something like having monthly airdrops is just
Yep.
going to make it a little more
Yep.
yeah, I mean, you basically have loopholes everywhere, right?
Yep. Yep.
You just need to have that. You just need to work through the right wording. So that's something that we've been focusing on. And to be honest, like most of the attorneys that we've got in touch with, they've just said one thing. They're like, listen, we do understand there is this, confusion going on right now, but think about it. Is the SEC first going to go behind cryptos, or are they going to come behind NFTs?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one thing they said, but obviously we can't take any risks, even though, that's having said that, we can't really take any risks. So, we're just trying to make things a little more subtle, take any precautions that could possibly take us out of the SEC purview. And to be honest, there's no, rigid law or anything as such. I mean, everything that exists are more like guidelines. Uh, I mean, and even those are not really concrete, to be very honest, because different people have different perceptions of how the SEC guidelines work. But yeah, I mean, like, we're going to keep a constant track of any and all, laws or legal things that come up regarding security tokens. And, we're going to make sure that we're one step ahead of it so that our community doesn't really uh, get cut off in between. So that's something that, we've been taking care of. And that's one reason why we've actually been talking to attorneys, just to get their perspective and make sure that we can stay as close to the law as possible without actually crossing the line. So that's basically our thing right now.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't give a fuck because fuck the government, fuck the regulators. They're gonna have to adjust to us. But for the people that out there that obviously are worried about it, it's great that you guys are looking into this and making sure that you're fine tuning things to fit those loopholes because that's the whole fucking system is loopholes. So yeah, it's good that you guys realize that and are playing the game.
And
Um,
also another thing that I would like to mention is that all of us are doxxed. So you can just go onto our Twitters and see our faces and, just know who we are, like, because we understand that this is like a huge thing, right? And we want to make sure that the community feels more safe while getting into this project. And we've actually, doxed ourselves. We've been doxed for a while now. So, you can just go through our socials and figure out who we are. And yeah, just wanted to put that out there.
yeah, that's also great to know. I guess my last question would kind of be like, I'm assuming that you guys essentially have what your first DAO proposal would kind of be when it comes to the structure of revenue sharing, this and that. What are those thoughts right now? Like when it comes to
Okay.
percentage going to the treasury, like if you were to talk about the first DAO proposal for Stonk Society, like what would that
Mhm.
proposal look like?
Okay. So, essentially, the first thing would be like, to form a set of guidelines and, you know figure out a way to actually make sure that everyone benefits within the community. So when I say guidelines, first of all, we need a certain set of guidelines to ensure that at any point in time we do not cross any legal issues, we do not come across any legal issues. And also at the same time, we need to make sure that the treasury doesn't get depleted really quick. So we will have like a set of guidelines to ensure that, I mean, and make sure that the community adheres to it, just to be on the right side of the law and not on the wrong side of the law, and have enough funds to, reinvest throughout, like, forever. But so for example, right now, like, what we have in mind for the revenue sharing aspect is that, each so we have 3,333 stonks, right? So each stonk will give you 1 by 3,333% of the profits.
Right.
So that is like the most basic thing we're coming up with. So yeah, I mean, that's how it would be. But one thing over here, every month, a certain amount, so from the profits, a certain percentage would also be given to a charity. So we'd be taking that cost away, and then we would be, dispersing the rest of the profits to our community.
Mm.
Because I mean, after all, we if we when we are in a position to help who need our help, people who need our help, then why not actually do it? So
Wag
that's
me,
basically.
wag me. Yep. Uh,
Uh,
okay. No, man. I'm really excited about Stonk Society. I think you guys have kind of. I, I like to hearing that you were a part of Fantom Ham because I really like what they've built. Oh, I did want to get into this. Speaking of your work with Fantom Ham, Fantom Ham's got a pretty cool rarity setup. within their own
Oh yeah.
project. Uh,
Right.
I know you mentioned a website for Stonk Society. Uh,
Mm.
I guess you guys are going to be setting up rarity, a nice little rarity guide on your website.
We surely are. In fact, like Adish over here, our developers has put in like a lot of time into building like a attributes page, just to make sure that each person knows. So once they mint their stonk, they'll be able to see, you know, the rarity of that particular stonk, whether it's a legendary attribute or a rare attribute or whatever it is. It'll be really specific. And also at the same time, we're also like checking the frequencies and the counts of each attribute as well, which will be embedded within the metadata itself.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean like the rarity aspect is something that we put in a lot of time into to make sure, because end of the day, as although we have a utility, people love holding pieces that actually look good and they want to feel good about the attributes that they have. So we want people to appreciate the attributes that they have, and we'll make sure that people get to know about it. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of got that like the attributes part pretty much sorted,
Mm.
along with the securing of the metadata aspect as well. So
So
yeah,
is the
we should.
concept that like when I'm on your website and I'm going through the rare, like I'll be able to basically see the rarities and then it'll, I want the number one rare one. Will it take me directly to like the paint swap link or the RTN link?
No, so we haven't actually done that yet. I mean, we can actually devise like a ranking system. Yes, we have all the data to devise it, but then we haven't like really gotten a link to actually for people to actually go and check it out. But it's actually a great suggestion. I mean, we could probably look at implementing something of that sort, because we do understand like people are going to be pretty crazy about knowing what's the best out there, what's the best in the market. So we could definitely look at implementing that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that I know that was super successful for Phantoms because they have
Right.
their own marketplace, and that was kind of a big,
Right.
super successful for them when it came to, having their rarity guide and you just being able to fucking, oh, this super rare one's on sale right now. Like, here's the link for
Right.
it. I can buy it. Bingo. Um,
Right.
yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
no, that's cool. Uh, there was one more thing I wanted to get into. Fuck. So you got your website. That's gonna have rarity.
Yep.
No, maybe I covered it. So just to run through the details again, we're not sure of mint date, right?
Yeah. We're not sure of mint date yet. We're
Do we
just
have
boosting our
a
social. Yeah.
potential timeline? A couple weeks, a month?
Um, no, I mean, I think definitely much earlier than a month. Hopefully, like, sometime, if all goes well, then hopefully the second week of this month.
Okay.
So I mean that it really depends. I mean, we are pushing for like a sellout as soon as possible, so that we can have everyone's best interest attained at once, and have like a treasury that's filled with revenue
Mm-hmm.
to actually make the most profits out of it. Um, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, we're just looking at that, looking at that right time, because we really believe that the timing is right. I mean, if the timing is right, then we'll be at a much better position to get the project to a sold out status quickly. So yeah, I mean, hopefully like the second week of December. But yeah, I mean, definitely not a month. It'll be much earlier than that. Yeah.
Okay, so we can expect 3,333 of these stonks to come out within the next couple weeks. You got
Right.
four rankings: legendary, rare, common, uncommon. Um,
Right.
this is going to be a DAO. There is a whole bunch of aspects to, hold to earn. You're going to be distributed the profits from the treasury and
Right.
from secondary sales, this and that, which will all be worked out if you have a voting percentage. If you get one of these things and you have a voting percentage, you get to vote in the DAO
Yeah.
to structure this. I do think it's awesome that you're using snapshot.org for your voting mechanism. And there's going to be
Right.
a Discord verification bot that kind of gives access to different channels. I imagine your spot will kind of turn into a bit of an alpha zone when it comes to some degen trading and whatnot. So I think that's a kind of a cool aspect alone when it comes to building a community. Uh,
Right.
but other than that, man, I'm pretty excited about this. I know we didn't. Who's the artist in this?
Yeah, so the artist here is Ashar, Ashar. Uh,
Oh, he's not here right now.
he is here. He's here
Oh, is he?
actually on the website. Yeah.
Hi.
What's going on?
Hi, it's going great. Just listening to you guys.
Oh,
It's
it's
been
awesome.
awesome.
So I gotta dive into the art a little bit here. How much
Uh-huh.
fun were these guys to create?
I mean, it was fun for me. It's like, I love creating art anyway. And this was like my first. I mean, yeah, I don't know a lot about crypto, but I mean, my day job is like, I'm a game dev. I make games for a living.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so I love pixel art games. So it just like made sense to like just go with pixel art for this. There was a
Yeah,
lot of like fun, just like creating like really weird attributes and like really funny ones or like really cool ones.
yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to everyone like seeing all the work I've put in.
No, I'm excited. I get to look at. I can see 3 in here. In this chat right now.
I made one specifically for you. I don't know if Rahul has sent it to you.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
God damn. I have not seen this
I
yet.
think
That's amazing.
it might be in your Rahul should have DM'd you. I think.
Well, shit. Look at that
But don't
guy.
worry,
He's got
it'll
the
reach you after this AM.
he's got
You'll get it soon.
he's got the
Hey,
trippy back. He's got the trippy background.
I've actually like sent it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, Rahul. This is a fucking awesome piece, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's fucking awesome.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it looks great. I love his little fucking hat and everything. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your art background is, but like, how was this adjustment? I imagine you've never done a generative project before. How was the process for doing this?
I mean, I haven't, but it's fairly straightforward. I
Yeah,
mean, these guys took care of the coding part of it, like the actual code that like picks up every single attribute and like layers them together to actually form the final image. So these guys took care of that. So other than that, it was like fairly straightforward because I've been doing pixel art for a long time for my indie games and stuff. So it wasn't that big of a difference. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, I had fun making it, honestly.
No, it's cool because I really enjoyed the conversation I had with Freud from the Flamingos, where he talks about as an artist, like you create these pieces, but then there's this weird aspect to now you giving away the final masterpiece to the computer, to the code.
Right.
But like these,
Yeah.
your devs fucking killed it because I'm looking at I see the 3 images here in the chat and they're real clean, but I'm looking at Blaze's image. And I'm assuming like the hair is an attribute, glasses is an attribute.
Yeah.
And
Everything
like,
you see
this shit's
is
so
like, it'll be there.
clean. This shit's so clean
Yeah.
that the hair is literally overhanging the glasses.
Yeah, that's a VR. That's a VR there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's like the goggles are like it's a VR headset, and then
But yeah, like
the hair.
yeah, the fact that there's that much, because it's not not that easy to do,
Right.
to line up these attributes and make them
Right.
work so
I think what
clean.
helped with our project is that I'm also like a programmer. I mean, I don't know a lot about crypto, but I make games as a programmer. Doing art is kind of a side hobby, but I can make pixel art. So it's just like we all just sat together and like figured out how this would work. And since I also kind of like I'm okay with programming, so I could understand like what was needed for it. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. No, they look great. I'm excited to see what we got coming. Like how many base characters do we have? Like how many attributes did you have to make up?
It's like
Wait. Let me answer that. I think we have enough attributes to get covered over 300 million pieces, but
Yeah,
of course we don't have those many
that's the total possible combinations
possibilities
of
that
what
we have. It's well over 300 million combinations that we have.
Wow.
So whatever piece you get is definitely like one of 300 million, right?
Right.
It could have been anything, but you have that. So, like we have mentioned, we'll have the attributes page where you can see what attribute rarity you have for your piece. But our main focus over here was to, make everything look very funky and very different. And at the same time, people can resonate with them. Say, like, you see yours, right? So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that was specifically made for you. So, if you resonate with that, you would love to hold it. I mean, you wouldn't want to sell it.
Fuck
Right.
no.
So even if it is even if we are having a bad time in a red market, essentially, if we don't have enough returns for ourselves,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be like, oh damn man, I'm not getting my returns, so I should go and sell it. I mean, you wouldn't do that
So
because you like that piece.
it's funny you mentioned the red market because I was about to ask that. I noticed that the three guys you have in this chat all have the up arrow. Is there a chance that I'm gonna mint a down arrow, a bear market arrow?
Oh yes, yeah, that is a catch. I'll just tell you one. There is just one piece out of all the three pieces which has a down arrow.
There's only
And-
one.
There's only
Yeah.
one, and I'm not going to give more away of that. I'm not giving more of that. So you just need to know that there's just one piece with one down arrow.
It's the
And
perfect
that-
bear market piece.
Yeah, that is just one of one piece.
That's awesome.
Whoever
That's gonna
bangs
sell
that,
out
I
when
mean,
we are in a bear market.
That's awesome.
That's gonna be 1,000 FTM in a bear market.
Yeah.
you've thought quite a lot on this, and like you mentioned, right, every attribute has its own, clean visuality. So I could clearly say that a lot of effort has been gone into this, and every art attribute has gone into several iterations. It was not just finalized once. So, for example, if you see my art piece in my DP, it has a hair with a lot of shadow and a lot of lining.
Yeah.
So that specific hair piece was devised thrice to have its final phase.
Right.
That was after generating all the other pieces. So what we did was we generated arts and pieces, then we skimmed through all the pieces to see that what attributes don't fit with what attribute, and then redid it or eliminated it.
Yeah.
So it was not just an art piece which was created overnight and we just fixed it. Oh, this is our final piece and let's go with it.
yeah.
So it was
I mean, it's
all
it's
put
all
time in.
it's all hella clean. Like the art is super detailed. The shading and shit is crazy. Yeah. Anybody in here got any questions for these lads? Sounding pretty quiet.
No, everyone is happy as long as they're making stonks.
Yeah, I mean, number go up is always nice. December has hit. It feels like this is going to be a fun month. Excited for your project to come out. Yeah, it's going to be cool. There's a lot of different partnership opportunities out there. There's going to be some, we need to have the conversation with the Rabbit Hole because Rabbit Hole DAO is definitely going to be looking at different partnerships. I think that's going to be a big thing when it comes to, DAOs working together. Like I think you'll have your these super specialized DAOs that almost like these bigger umbrella DAOs will then tap into for strategies and shit. Yeah, I think it's all going to get super, super interesting. So yeah, your project is definitely something that, as a rabbit holer, I want to work with a bit. And I know you guys already have talked to Tulip. Sounds like you guys might work something out with them. I plan on having a conversation with Tulip. So yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm super bullish on this project.
We are definitely ready to take up some challenges. We know that it's not going to be easy for us because the market sentiment changes very often over here, and the treasury management is essentially one of the backbones that we have with the commitment to the community, right?
Yeah.
So that would be a challenge. Even we are not sure how successful that would be, but one thing that we're sure about is the community has all the power. So we don't invest in some pools or some phases when the community is not happy with it or community feels that it's not the right time. So the community treasury can definitely go on a hold if it's not ready to put that thing in investment, or vice versa. If it's a good time, we can definitely increase the percentage that we're investing, and we can also have stop loss and percent liquidity parameters where people vote saying that okay, if for this sentiment of the market, if we reach this much percentage, it is advised for you to just remove the funds and distribute it immediately. So we're all open to that. We still have to see how that's going to work, because I think essentially what we are doing with the airdrops, with the snapshots, is essentially first thing that is being done now. I haven't seen anyone do this, so it's a challenge for us, and it would be interesting for the community to see how it goes.
Yeah.
And we're up for the challenge, and I hope the community just bear with us when we're figuring out the initial process in the beginning.
Yeah, it is
That's
a
all
bit
we
of
hope for.
it is a bit of a big deal that I don't just want to just scan over. It's the fact that this isn't, you don't have to stake these. You literally just fucking hold it in your wallet. You guys are going to be taking snapshots out the ass, to make sure that people aren't being rewarded while their stuff is being listed on PaintSwap. The idea is that you got a bit of a game theory to it all to make sure that people are just holding them in their wallet.
Yeah, it's like a security mechanism in a sense.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just one snapshot. It's going to be multiple snapshots, and the users won't know how many. So they can't even assume how many we are going to take.
Yeah. No. Love it.
So it can range between how much ever we feel it's comfortable to, and whatever we feel that could be cheated. So we'll definitely try to counter that, because we like to think as programmers, because we are programmers at the end of the day, right? So
Yep.
we got to find some solutions for every problem that we have out there.
Yep.
Also, just an interesting thing to mention over here. So, since we're actually going to take multiple snapshots over here, we would be able to see that effect on the floor as well, because people are compelled to hold it rather than sell it in order to make those profits. And when you're selling it, eventually you're losing out your right to make profits in perpetuity.
Yep.
So that kind of also has that positive impact on the price floor. So
Yep.
that's something,
Yep.
that's something that will actually help a lot of people. Yeah.
No, I'm super bullish on it, guys. I'm looking forward to Mint. I'd like to get us to come in here and give us an update when some details are finalized. Obviously, mint date and price. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We're all ready for it, man. We just need some more marketing to be done. Our website is almost near completion. Yesterday, I was just fixing on the countdown timers that you have to show on our website for the mints. So it's at that phase. You can imagine, right? So it's pretty close to the end of the development phase. It's all that we need is more people in our community, so that we have enough support once we launch, because we don't want to be one of those who keep hanging at the end asking for people once the mint is live, right?
Yep.
So we want to push it as soon as possible, because the treasury funds which go for investments will have enough power only when there's enough funds in that. I mean, how much return you get is directly proportional to how much we invest, right? So that's what the goal is.
No, that's awesome. Well, ladies and gents, I appreciate you guys coming in here. I do just want to say that everybody that is hanging in here at the moment, please send me a DM with a wallet addy. I'm going to get everybody in here an NFT of some kind from my collection. It's going to be a surprise.
I think Rogue Crocs and I think Rogue Crocs is the best for that. One FTM per mint, just perfect for giveaways.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. So everybody in here, get me a DM. Get me your wallet address. I'll get you an NFT. I'm gonna have to fucking. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to go through the collection and pull out some fun stuff. But yeah, so what is? I know you're running a whitelist. Let everybody know how you get on a whitelist.
So all you need to do is join our Discord server, and Blaze, you want to take that up?
Yeah, sure. So the first 600 people who are joining Discord are getting an OG Stonk role, and you will automatically be in the whitelist if you're one of those 600. So right now we are at around 440, almost 443. So make sure that you join up real quick and secure that whitelist spot. Yeah.
And what is a whitelist? Just a pre-sale?
Whitelist, yes, it is a pre-sale.
Okay.
And that'll probably be a few hours or one day before the actual mint day. That is still to be decided. But yeah, you get the pre-sale access with the whitelist.
Okay.
Also, one thing about the whitelist over here is we're trying to filter the whitelist as much as possible. So what I mean by that is, for example, now we have first 600 people joining our server, and not all of them are active, right?
Yeah.
So we give them a window. Whoever has the OG Stonk role, we give them a window where they have to drop their address, so that we take their address and confirm their entry as a whitelist.
Right.
For that particular window, if they haven't put their address in there, we give those empty whitelist spots to the community, and they have an opportunity to win those whitelist spots, so that we are booking the whitelist spots correctly and it doesn't go in void.
Right.
So we're trying to filter that process as well, so that every spot is being taken care of. Because at the end of the day, uh, only the people who are willing to make some profits out of their investments will be showing interest in our project, right? So we don't think that people who are not active would definitely want to be hanging there with just a whitelist role at the end. So
No, love
so
it.
that is it. Yeah, that is
Love
the
it.
filter process also we are considering.
You guys have definitely
Lot of
thought out
things.
a lot of the different issues going on in the NFT space and are trying to make fixes to them, which I can respect.
Of course, and the metadata as well. We have also secured our metadata, so it's not visible to people before mint.
That what's funny is you said that is what I wanted to talk about, because I was
Yeah,
having this
we have secured
conversation
that.
with Double Sharp not that long ago, and he was super excited about the idea that he had some new code that was able to basically secure metadata, because people were starting to game some mints. I was getting some rumors of some projects gaming mints.
Yeah,
So
we have masked all our APIs basically. All our APIs are masked, and only our server knows what to serve when some request is coming to the server. So that's how we have protected it. I mean, it's done very well. I hope it works well, because yeah, there's loophole for everything, and as a programmer, I've thought how much ever I could to secure that, and I hope that is enough for this entire collection and this project as of where we hold. And also in the attribute section that we'll have on our website, people won't be able to search, of course, unless the piece is minted. So they
Sweet.
get that notification as well when they try to search for something that is not minted.
Sweet. I guess my last question is, how many is the team? Are you guys doing a pre-mint at all?
Yeah, so we will be doing pre-mint. So we'll be keeping a couple aside for partnerships and giveaways. So we're expecting that to be about 100,
Okay.
or so.
Okay.
Yeah, 100 pieces would be about 100 or slightly more than that would be kept aside for giveaways and partnerships, basically.
And are you guys going to be minting with us afterwards as well?
We surely will, but there would be I mean, probably, we would probably take like one or two pieces from the
Yeah.
collection,
Yep.
and anything else would actually be minted by us, like using our money. So
Awesome.
yeah.
No, it's fun. I like hearing. I it's a little thing that I like hearing. I like hearing project. The team members actually wanting to participate in the mint.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a
Yeah, I
fun.
mean, yeah, and also we don't want to take like a lot away from the actual batch, because that would reduce the supply, for other people to buy. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be minting with other people, just
No.
like everyone else. Just have
Right
like a
on.
couple pieces.
Right on. Well, I think that's fucking all the questions I got for you. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to unmute and jump up here. Nope, sounded pretty quiet. Ladies and gents, this is the Stonk Society. If you want to drop all your links in the voice chat text above us here, Twitter, Discord, blah, blah, blah. Get in the Discord ASAP. First, what'd you say, 650 members are on whitelist?
Yep.
So
Yep,
get
that's
in their
right.
Discord
Yeah.
as soon as possible. Get that OG Stonker roll. Again, mint in a couple weeks. 3,333. Price will be decided in the next couple weeks, I guess. Soon. This is exciting. Exciting project.
Okay, so before we close off, I would like to ask you of what you have heard by us and from us. So, what would you think would be an ideal price? I mean, we wouldn't consider your suggestion, but we would like to know.
Yep.
What are you expecting from the mint price?
Okay, so for 3,333 collection, I think. So there's some projects that you could compare yourself to. Obviously, Hamster DAO being one of them. They were pretty successful with a quick mint at 50 FTM. I think you'd be more inclusive than that. I'd like to see something in between like a 25 to 45. I'd like to see under 50.
Yeah, okay.
I think somewhere in that range for sure. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
you
we,
guys
we are
were
definitely
thinking.
thinking.
I'm
Yes,
sh-
yes, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, because we have to also consider the price of Phantom when we are releasing the mint. Because, say, for example, we release a mint price, and suddenly 2 days after that, the Phantom price skyrockets up. So basically, we have hit our own leg,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we have to
And I
be careful
mean,
about that. So we have thought about that. We have been thinking. We have been taking suggestions from people. I mean, we want to see what community has to say about it. But at the end, yeah, the decision has to be ours, and yeah, we are working on that too.
to me, it's almost like if you can try to peg to like a dollar value, like I'm done with buying fucking $150 NFTs, dude. Like
I
on
understand.
Mint, like especially like these larger supply projects. It's like we're really losing the point of this, because again,
Yeah,
as a long term NFT guy, like the projects that have actually brought me value, are the ones that I fucking were basically the cheapest ones.
yeah.
So
And we are very sick of paying $30 to $50 for not transaction for NFT. So that is why we are here
right.
escalating the fact.
So that's my problem is some fucking projects. It's like they're trying to do cheap mints over on Ethereum, but then I got to pay $150 in gas. So
Exactly.
then projects come over here to Fantom, but then they want 200 Fantom on Mint. And it's like, well, you
Correct.
just defeated the whole fucking purpose of trying to be a cheap mint.
Yeah, that's the point. People do that a lot. So yeah, you have to take care of that. You don't want to be someone who's rugging people off like that.
No, it's a
So
cool like grassroots thing, right?
yeah,
Again,
definitely.
that it also plays into that, the branding a little bit, because that is the kind of the whole stonk idea, right? Cheap stocks that are fucking gonna go to the moon. No, guys, love it. I appreciate you guys coming in here. Like I said, everybody get into their Discord. First 650 members will be whitelisted for pre-sale. So it's a big deal. These guys are moving and shaking around Fantom with all these AMAs and whatnot. So I think this is a pretty hyped mint. I know some people that'll probably be going pretty ham on these. Again, when you have a hold to earn method involved, some of the big whales like to come out, and they like to scoop up chunks of supply. So these might go quicker than expected, ladies and gents. So I would try to get on that pre-sale list.
Yeah, we hope so too. We have been working our ass off. It's 3 a.m. over here in India, and I have a day job in the morning to get up to. And I hope I can retire soon on this one.
Love it, dude.
So
That's the grind. Yeah,
we do it.
I
day
mean,
and night.
you guys are kind of embodying the entire space. I really enjoy it. Thanks for coming in here again.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having us,
having
man.
us, bro. It's been a
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, super
See you on
awesome.
a server then.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys in a bit. And I did record this, so I will get you this link in video format as well as podcast format now. Ladies and gents, I do have a podcast going now. These are all being uploaded in listening only format. That way you can just kind of
This is gonna
download
be a
it.
Spotify exclusive.
Yeah,
Spotify exclusive soon.
yeah. Just that way, people at work can just fucking listen to this while they're doing their grind. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for coming in here. This is the rabbit hole, and we trying to build some shit in here too. So we're looking forward to potentially working with Stonk Society in the future and the DAO that they're gonna have going.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
We'd love
Legion
to have
votes
you
for the
with
win.
us.
Fuck yeah! All right, guys. Ciao.